Felix the Flying Cat, how are you?
Amazing, bro. Thank you for having me.
Love your pants.
Yeah, it's every day is a party, bro.
Cool.
And it's early in the morning, so you need to have your chill pants on.
Nice. So how'd you get the name Flying Cat?
I actually gave it to myself. It like you usually don't give yourself a name, but now I'm like, my name is Felix, and I was like, you had Felix Baumgartner, and I'm like, fuck, I need to have like something cool. And Felix, I was flying, and you have like somebody said, Felix, like the cat. It's like, yeah, the cat. What does the cat have? Yeah, the cat has 9 lives. He always lands on his feet. And I'm like, perfect. I'm flying and I'm cruising around. I always want to land on my feet, and I have 9 lives. Perfect. I'm the flying cat.
That sounds very good, though.
Yeah, it works out.
Yeah. Do you have any other nicknames?
I have Felix the Flying Party Machine.
Well, there's rumors about that. I was hanging out with Aspen Fodness last summer, and we were talking about like the bass community and people in and around Norway. It's like, if you want to have party stories, then Felix is the guy.
No, but it's mainly not only parties, but I think I don't like to use the word naive, but I always believe in people. Like, I trust in people, and I always think that other people want the best for me.
Yeah.
And that often puts me in situations that isn't always the best.
You have any examples of that?
Yeah, I have a lot of stories on that, but like they take a long time though. But like, I don't know, like I have like one of the stories when I became part of the Mexican cartel.
Wait, well, okay, you need to tell this story.
The Mexican cartel story?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'll try to cut it down to like a short one. Now, so this was actually the first time I was in the States. Was the day before I learned how to skydive, before I started the course. Yeah. And I was waiting for my friend that was going to come from Brazil. He's Norwegian, but he was flying out. And so he's coming in at 3 o'clock at night, and I'm there at 12 o'clock in the morning, and I'm staying at Venice in LA, and I'm like, okay, what am I going to do here? Okay, cruising, watching Pacific Blue, Baywatch, and then I bought a couple of beers, and I went out on the pier to see the sunset. Yeah. And there's some people there fishing, and I ended up talking with 2 Mexicans that was out there fishing. And we became friends and talked for a long time, and in the end they invited me to play some pool with them later in the evening. Yeah. So I'm walking with one of the guys back to the apartment, and I thought he lived by himself, and I remember I came into his apartment like deep, like we've been walking for a long time. This was not close to Venice. It was like deep in the deep. So and I remember I was walking in the apartment, and there's just people, like Mexicans everywhere running around. And I remember like on the whole wall there was like a projector of a wrestling match going on full fucking sound. And in the couch, just like this, I see and understand it's his mom or like the grandmother, and she's sitting in like completely pink overalls, and screaming on the phone in Spanish, like wah, 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 wah. Fucking kids and everyone. Like, I was like, whoa, like I felt like I walked into the Twilight Zone. Yeah, it's like, yeah, no problem, bro. Just sit down on the couch, and I was like, okay, I'm sitting there, and then suddenly, like, a dog come running in. I'm like, a little Chihuahua. Of course, the Mexicans have Chihuahuas. Yeah. And then, like, another dog comes in, and I'm, like, jumping in my seat, like, what kind of dog? Wait, I'm sorry. What kind of dog is that? And the sister of, or one of the girls there, is like, you see this little Chihuahua? I was like, yeah, I see the normal Chihuahua. Yeah, that's his mama. he got raped by a pit bull. So this is a pit bull chihuahua. Bro, it was heavy. Like, if you ever seen a pit bull and a chihuahua, like, it was a chihuahua on steroids, bro, like, walking around. Like, this is, like, strange night. And then my friends come out and, like, okay, we're walking and, like, going deeper and deeper. And then we get to this bar. It's not a bar. It's a house, and it's the biggest Mexican ever standing in the door. And I'm going over there, and he walks straight in, and he stops me, and he's like, "Where do you think you're going, Esse?" And I'm like, in here with my friends. I'm Felix from Norway. I was like, okay, get away. And I'm like, okay, this is not the place for me. And then waiting out there, and like a couple of minutes later, like, my friend comes out again, and he's like, and he starts arguing with the guy. And in Spanish, I'm wondering, like, why is this such a big deal? Why am I not allowed to get in here?
Yeah.
And in the end, like, he lets me go in. And I remember I walked into the bar, and I walk in, and I'm like, I'm the whitest kid alive ever. Like, with a snapback, backpack, and I walk in, and the music just stops. And I, like, kind of look up, and I just see all this Mexican gang members with head, like, all of them had head tattoos. And I'm like, oh shit, like, that's the reason I shouldn't go in there.
Yeah.
Like, now I'm ending up in Tijuana and, like, all the parts of Mexico, and, like, and everybody's just looking at me, and, like, and I see in the end there, like, the boss is sitting on this big chair, and my friend is like, you have to go over and buy him some tequila and beer, and so it will be okay. And I'm like, okay. And I go over to the bar, and I, like, buy some tequila and beer, and I go over, and I'm like, hello, I'm Felix from Norway. Blah, 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 blah. I can't remember everything I said, and he's like, he's just shocked, like, what are you doing here? Blah. Like, I'm going skydiving, never done it, blah, 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 blah. And it just starts laughing and everything. And it kind of turns over to the bartender and just like, and then, like, the music starts playing again, and, like, it's full on party. And I'm, like, part of the gang. And it was like, and I was a young guy, and it was, yeah, it was drugs everywhere. And I was just waiting for, like, I thought, like, this is not good. But so playing pool, everything is good, and then suddenly, like, I'm like, oh, my friend is coming, like, I have to leave, and then, like, the boss kind of, like, he takes me by the neck, and he's like, you're not going anywhere, and I'm like, oh no, like,
oh shit,
now, like, I knew they were just playing with me, like, now I'm screwed, and he kind of takes me out while he's holding my neck, and then he gets out, and he's like, what? And then I just see a car, like, coming around the corner, coming in front. I'm like, no, what is happening now? Like, no. And it stops in front, and then the car just, like, bam, bam, bam. It's like bouncing, like an MTV music video. I'm like, what? And he's like, Felix, tonight you're riding with me. I'm like, no fucking way, bro. Is this happening? And it puts me in the car, and it's like, full of head tattoos, and I'm like, do you like gangster music? And I'm like, not really, but, like, yeah, I love gangster music. Like, this would be awesome. And it's like, yeah, I'm trying to make it as an artist here in America. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. And he hands me this CD, and I still have it back home. And it's him with, like, pit bulls full of chains and tattoos. And, what is his name? OG Triggs was his name. So we're just bouncing, playing, like, Mexican LA gangster music, like, bam, bam, bam. And all the way over, get to my friend, and it's like, okay, call me up next time you're back in LA, say, have a good one. And he lets me out, and I'm like, wow, is this America? I love this, like, first day in America. So,
that's so crazy.
So, like, that was one of the good stories, though. But it's like, I don't even know, it just kind of happens. Like, I don't plan for it to happen, but I'm saying yes to life.
Nice. So you just go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
That's perfect. But you managed to stick away from the head tattoos, though.
Yeah.
You could have ended up with a gang sign on your face.
One more hour, I probably would be covered.
Oh, man, that's amazing. I follow you for a bunch of years online, and I can't remember the first time we met, but it's pretty random encounters at Veko and stuff like that. But you've been a really nice follow on social media for many years, and it's mainly because of your base jumping, but also you have like so many adventures that you share with people. So can you tell me a little bit about your background and how you got into skydiving and flying?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, though, for saying all those nice things. Yeah, like my entry into the sport was I never meant to become a skydiver. I never meant to become a base jumper, and I can't remember being like super adventurous as like a boy, always going on different stuff. But I was always into sports growing up. Like I was playing tennis on a very high level. I was Norwegian. I was winning competition. Was Norwegian champion for a year growing up, and I was playing soccer. I was ski jumping, ice hockey, and so what happened was like my dream was to become a pilot like my father. And I grew up in Asker. It's like it's a very posh place and it was like very protected, and I was always walking around in nice clothes, and I was speaking very nice, sitting upright. And but what happened was when I was 18 actually, I got arthritis, and it happened actually over like I had problem with the knee for a long time, and I thought it was jumper's knee or something like that.
Yeah,
but it actually ended up being arthritis, and long story short, I ended up staying most of my next 4 years in bed. Or on the couch. Like I wasn't moving. I couldn't play tennis. I couldn't play soccer.
Yeah, because it was really serious, right?
It was super serious. Like my joints stopped in 90 degrees. I couldn't even touch my head.
Wow.
I needed help to everything in the beginning, and some days were better than others. But it was really bad. I was on chemo for the next 4 years. And I was also on like multiple different painkillers and inflammatory stuff, and it was so much stuff that didn't work. So it took a long time, and it screwed with my head like a lot. Like I became super depressed.
Yeah.
Like life as you know it. Like I was very active, and suddenly I can't do anything. So, and the doctor. I remember the day the doctor told me that. I know you want to become a pilot, but you need to open your horizon. And open the horizon is the same as telling you, like...
You can't do it.
You can never do it, bro. Like, just forget about it, do something else. And reading the papers, it's like it's a chronic disease. You know it's going to be there for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And asking, like, when can I go off the medication? When can I do this? And never getting a response. Yeah, broke myself down a lot, and then seeing other people succeeding, everybody evolving in their life, and you're stuck.
Yeah, because at that age is just when you're supposed to become like an adult and figure out your life and which path you're gonna take, and everybody goes from like growing up together in a small community. You have friends doing sports together, and then you're supposed to like start life, and then you get this illness that like changes life completely.
100%. And it's you're 100% right. It's like it's in the area when you're supposed to figure out life and what you're gonna do, and suddenly I had no idea. So what kind of changed everything was...
Sorry.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, righty then.
Yeah.
Now, so what kind of happened? What changed the whole scenery was my whole mental state. Was one trip up to Finnmark. My mom's family is from Finnmark, Lakselv and Karasjok. Shout out.
Shout out.
And shout out to the reindeers. You. But now, so usually I'm up there hunting for grouse every fall. Up there with my grandparents, making a fire, sitting, watching the northern light, drinking a little whiskey, playing cards, just being part of nature.
Yeah.
And I hadn't been part of that all of the last years because I had the pain. But I wanted to go up there, and even though I couldn't be hunting and walking every single day, I wanted to be part of it.
Yeah.
But the first day when they were gonna start walking, I felt good, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to walk a little. And I walk maybe a kilometer before like the pain is just too much. I have to go back again. But I woke up the next day and like, I'm feeling good. Okay, I'll try a little bit more.
Yeah.
And every single day I got a little further, and like after 9-10 days, I was walking the whole mile without any pains whatsoever. Wow. And I was just wondering, like, how is this possible? Like, I've been walking a little bit around before, but I always had pain. I'm like, so I come down and I talk to my my specialist, and I ask him about this. And like, how is this possible? What has just happened? And he tells me that one sentence that kind of changes my whole mental state. He says, Felix, when you're doing something that gives you so much energy and positivity, and you stop worrying about things, and you're just living in the moment, your brain will start to produce much higher doses of dopamines and endorphins and serotonins. That is the body's morphine. And again, it will take down the inflammation in your body. That is your arthritis. I'm like, so what you're telling me right now is, as long as I'm just doing stuff that makes me really, really happy, I can do whatever I want. And I remember he kind of like touched his chin and his beard, and he's like, looks at me and like, yeah, in theory, that's how it works.
Wow.
And I'm like, why the fuck haven't you told me this before, bro? Like, I've almost killed myself the last 4 years because, like, life as I knew it was over.
Yeah, so she just told you that right away.
I was like, why aren't you telling me this, though? Okay, but sending me to different institutions up to Lillehammer, like, meeting people. Okay, well, you're going to meet people with the same disease, like, people with the same age, blah, blah. And I remember getting up there, and the youngest person was, like, almost 50, and like half of them are sitting in wheelchairs, and it's like, okay, this is my life.
That's got to be the worst.
It's like they aren't treating you like they could give you so many different ways of going and thinking.
Yeah.
But but anyway, so after I got that, I was like, okay, I have a mission. Okay, I'm gonna figure out what is the most fun thing in the world you can do, and I'm gonna see if that actually works.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was like, okay, what is the most fun thing I can think about? And I love skiing. Like, my father's family is from Switzerland. I learned that from a very young age. And I was like, two of my friends were going to Canada to ski powder for 6 months. I'm like, wow, what a dream to go and ski powder in Canada for 6 months. Like, yeah, for sure. That is the most awesome thing I could ever do.
Yeah.
So I buy a one-way ticket, and I leave my arthritis. Nah, I don't leave my arthritis at home. I wish I could just like leave it at home, stay there. And I left my chemo back home because I'm like, I can't drink beer, I can't drink whiskey, I can't. Not that drinking is everything, but I want to have that experience of sharing a beer and stuff, and you can't do that when you're on chemo. So I was like, okay, I'm leaving that, and you get so negative of it, like you get all your energy. It's like, I left it back home, and I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this on my terms. Like, I'm gonna see if this actually works.
Yeah.
I actually have another story on the way, on the way to how I got to Revelstoke, but I'll do that another time.
Yeah.
But anyways, so it's like with me, like it's hard to keep it short. I'm sorry.
No, but that's good. That's why we're doing a podcast.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's good. Okay, so I get to Canada though, and there's only like 4,000 Revelstoke. There's only like 4,000 in the area that lives there, and it's only powder skiing, and it came 17 meters of snow that season. It was like the best season ever. And I ended up skiing almost every single day, and I was in nirvana. It was just, I never experienced a place with that much energy, positivity. Everybody was just there for the same purpose, to just have fun and ski and help each other out to make it the best day ever.
Yeah.
And I used 4 inflammatory pills every day usually.
Yeah.
But on that trip, I used like 11 or 12, and I ended up staying there for 5 months.
Really?
Yeah, until I broke both my thumbs, and then I fell out of a ski lift, or I jumped out of a ski lift.
Yeah. And broke both your thumbs.
Yeah, there is. I'll do a short story about it though. You heard about Shane McConkey?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, he's a legend in skiing and base jumping, everything.
Yeah.
Like, one of the coolest guys. If I could be a person, I would be Shane McConkey.
Nice.
Coolest guy ever.
Nice.
So he has a game called NAR. He made a game called NAR.
Yeah.
And you can look it up. It's called NAR, the movie or something on online. And he hated that everybody they weren't skiing for the fun of it anymore. Like, all of his friends were becoming professionals. They were just doing it for the money. And he wanted to create a game where everybody was just like having fun.
Yeah.
So up in Squaw Valley where he was skiing, he made this book of rules where you got points for doing different stuff. So, for example, like if you were doing a different line that gave this amount of points, if you skied that one naked, you got extra points.
Nice.
And if you skied the same line naked while calling your mom, you get even more points. So it was like, it's all about having fun and doing backflips and claiming I'm the best skier on the mountain and just like having fun.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of nudeness. It's a lot of
as in all extreme sport.
Yeah, and it's a fun day. But so up in Revelstoke, they were doing this NAR day.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, hide your kids, like leave them at home. Like, we don't want them here of this day. This is for adults. Like,
yeah.
And everybody is skiing, drinking, being naked, having fun. And I was sitting in a chairlift, and I was wondering, like, and the chairlift stopped. And I was wondering, I wonder how many points I get, like, if I jump out of the chairlift and land switch. And it was over this powder. It was probably like 3 meters down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you probably get a lot of points for that.
Yeah.
And the boys are sitting next to me. I'm like, yeah, okay. And then suddenly, like, the chairlift starts again. I'm like, okay, I need to start. I need to do it now because, like, soon the groomers are coming in. It's like getting higher. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready, and I'm jumping out of it. But my pants on my ski pants get stuck on where you put the skis.
Oh, fuck.
So I'm hanging upside down while the chairlift is just going up, and I'm like, no, this is not how I wanted this to happen. I'm just getting higher and higher, and in the end, like, the pants rips or it loosens.
Yeah.
So I fall 7 meters straight down on the groomers.
No.
And I have my poles in my hand.
Yeah.
And so when I'm landing, like, both of my thumbs kind of explodes.
Oh, no.
So I'm landing, and I'm like, the boys like, are you good? I'm like, I'm the best skier on the mountain. And I like ski down. So, and then, but I didn't feel anything before the next day.
Really?
Because we've been
adrenaline,
drinking, having fun, and then waking up the next day, and like, I'm so screwed. Like, I can't even, like, every little movement was just like, ow! Like, you know, hexestöt.
Yeah.
which just that. Yeah, I don't know what you call it, but so the nerves was damaged in a way. So, like, and I went to the hospital, and they're like, we take X-rays, and they're like, both your thumbs are broken. And you probably have broken your elbow as well, because my elbow was like 10 centimeters or like 5 centimeters out there. It was like completely screwed.
Yeah.
So probably we have to fly to Calgary, and it will at least cost $50,000, just so you know. And I'm like, oh no, like, this is not good.
Yeah.
Luckily, it was just misplaced. They could like put it in, and But I got the cast though, like the coolest cast, where I was just like walking around liking everything. So,
2 thumbs up.
Two thumbs up all the time. Yeah, life is good.
That's a perfect damage for you though.
Yeah,
like thumbs up all the time.
Yeah, it was good. So that we had to.
Did you get extra points for jumping down?
Dude, I got so many points, bro. So it was actually funny, like in the infirmary, we were 8 people in the same room. Everybody was hurt from the day before. It was like the NAR room.
Oh, no.
So
that's perfect.
We had fun. But yeah, so I ended up not skiing for the whole season. The last 3 weeks, we ended up going on a road trip to America. But yeah, it was cool. Anyways, like the whole story about it was I came home and my body was working. So I was like, it's something about, I didn't know how in tune the psychological and the physiological actually were.
Yeah.
You can actually, I don't say you can cure everything with your brain, but everything in your brain is chemistry. So you can create stuff like dopamines and endorphins and serotonin and stuff that is painkillers for your body.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff for people having issues, you can actually treat with just having fun stuff, doing fun stuff. I'm not saying it's the easiest thing in the world. Like, I was super lucky having that experience, feeling that, okay, if you do something, it actually gave an effect.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, I'm saying that arthritis, even though it was like the 4 worst year of my life, it's like having arthritis is a blessing. It's the best thing that has ever happened to me, because I actually get a feeling on my body when stuff isn't working. Even today, like if I'm stressed or if it's family issues or whatever, like my joints stops again.
Yeah, your body tells you that you're not having enough fun.
I'm not having enough fun. 100% right, bro. 100% right. So I got back from Canada and I'm like, okay, what am I going to do now? Like, I can't go back studying. I can't go back just working, because like I don't even know how long my body will work now.
Yeah.
And after that, I randomly, the first thing I've put on the TV when I get back home is Oppdrag Sognefjorden.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and that was the coolest, most amazing program ever. It was just like 8 people in a boat going up Sognefjorden with the skiers, paragliders, base jumpers, speed riders, even the crown prince and everybody. It was a cool show. It was very feel good. Like, you got to know the people. And one of the person that was there was Jokke Sommer, and I didn't know him at the time at all. Like, never met him.
Yeah.
But I was like relating myself to him in a lot of ways. Like, he was afraid of heights. He wasn't looking like an extreme sport athlete. He wasn't talking like one. He was just having fun, and he was doing all this amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And especially like when he got up, I remember so good. Like, he got up on the exit point with Tom Erik, and he was like, he couldn't even go to the exit to look down. And he's like, Tom Erik, how does it look? Is it jumpable? Like, tell me if it's good. Like, then I'll come over. I'm like, wow, is this possible? So then he goes over to the edge, and the moment he jumps off, like, my brain just explodes. I'm like, whoa, is this possible? And flying the line down, and I remember like opening up the parachute, and they kind of like zoomed in on his face, and I heard like the scream, and when he landed, I saw the pure happiness in his eyes, and like I felt it on the body. It was like, I felt it like Revelstoke, but it was like almost even more real, because it was my passion to become a pilot, to fly.
Yeah.
And I saw what that did to a person. And I'm like, bro, if a person can do that and be that happy, I will never have to take any medication ever again.
Yeah.
Like, that is my medicine. Like, I need to do that.
Yeah.
So that became like my my mission. So I sent him a message on, I can't remember if I sent it on Face or email.
Yeah.
I actually need to find that message, because it would
That'd
be
be
cool,
really cool.
to go back and like look at it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hello, I'm Felix from Norway, blah, 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 blah. Like,
like every time he goes, hello, I'm Felix.
and
with a backpack and a snapback. And like
like still doing the same thing today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sent him, like, told him the story. Like, I watched everything. Like, I'm wondering how did you do this? Like, what was your process? And he kind of told me everything, and told me to go to Paris, in California, and like sail over from him, and just do this and this step to do this, and hopefully in the future we'll meet each other.
Yeah. So he basically told you that you need to become a skydiver first.
Yeah, skydiver first for sure. Like, he told me, go over to Paris, do your AFF, do your A license, do your B license, do a minimum of 200 or 250 jumps before you can put on a wingsuit, and then like just jump, and if you feel like it, then you can go to the next step if you meet right people and everything is good. So I ended up sending a message to all the drop zones in California. I think it was like 17 or 21 at the stage, and wrote them what I wanted to do, blah, blah, blah. But it was only 4 places that gave me an answer.
Yeah.
So it was kind of strange. And Paris wasn't one of them. But Skydive San Diego gave me, like, they wrote 2 pages of like everything that it can do. Like, we'll give you this price, you can stay for free, you're more than welcome, we would love to have you, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I felt so at home. I'm like, okay, Skydive San Diego, that's where we're going.
I've heard a lot of good things about San Diego. Isn't that where Brandon used to work as well?
Yeah, that's where I met Brandon.
Yeah.
Became friends with him.
Actually, in the car on my way driving from Bergen to us today, I was like, okay, Felix, I'm going to see what the first picture you posted on Instagram ever was. I think you have posted like 1,090 something photos, and the first one is from Skydive San Diego in 2012. So that is a perfect story.
Yeah, that is true. I can't remember that was the first. Yeah, but you're probably right about that.
Yeah,
that's when my life started.
Nice.
It was exactly at that moment. So
okay, so before we go any further, I'm just curious, because once you went to Finnmark and you felt that moving your body turned into like happiness and also made you feel better.
Yeah.
But how fast did it go? How fast did you notice a difference? Because if you've been almost like laying in bed for like every day for 4 years,
it's been days that I've been walking a little bit around as well. Like, I'm not lying in bed for
but it's a long way from like lying in bed to going skiing for 6 months. Yeah. So how fast did your body turn around after your mind changed?
It went actually pretty fast. Like, what I didn't understand was I thought that I always had been happy.
Yeah.
I thought that I was positive, and I thought that I was thinking the right thoughts.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand before, kind of like the doctor told me, and I had that experience over multiple days up in Finnmark when I was gradually seeing a result that my mind hadn't been in the right spot. And it was actually not even before after Revelstoke, like Canada, where I actually put it into practice for 5 months. Yeah. When I really saw, and like I was feeling the energy and the positivity, and I was like feeling like I haven't been feeling this for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
I've been actually been really down. I haven't been honest with myself, and I think that's a lot of like it's a big problem with a lot of people. Like, they aren't honest enough with themselves, about how they are feeling. Like, we are constantly telling each other lies to kind of show the world that we are doing fine when sometimes we're not.
Yeah.
And we aren't good enough at talking about it and I know it for myself, like and people don't want to talk about negative stuff, like, because people don't want to put other burdens on other people. And when you also think that it will all work out, Yeah,
but I think also people think it's easier just to like look the other way instead of dealing with stuff.
Yeah.
And usually it's I listen to a lot of podcasts, and what do you tell from a lot of successful people, or people that have made, like, in quote unquote made it or have done something incredible? They all came from like hardship. They came from doing hard stuff. Like overcoming a terrible childhood or surviving war or like moving to another country, escaping a regime or whatever, is usually the people that experience hard stuff that has greater possibility to do amazing stuff. But it's so easy if you have it like have an all right life, it's just easier to just look the other way.
Yeah. It's and that is like my dream in my dream in the future, but also like that's what when I'm meeting people and talking to people, that's what I like want to tell with this story is you don't have to be in a shitty situation to change your life for the better or do the stuff you really want to do. Like, but sometimes because we as human beings, like we like to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And as long as we're comfortable, like we don't need to do anything because it's okay to be here. But what people don't understand is like you aren't evolving as human being if you're not stepping outside that comfort zone.
Yeah.
That's where you evolve as a human being. Like in here, nothing is happening. You have to do stuff you don't like to actually evolve as a human being. And most people don't do that before they get put in a critical situation where like they have to change something. And then they see the world opening up and like, whoa, it's actually something magical out there. Like, why haven't I been out here before?
Yeah.
But it's easier said than done. Like you really, really have to work with yourself and you need to be like taking some critical steps and doing something. Yeah, I don't think you can. You have to do it like step by step, but one day isn't just enough. Like you need to like push yourself for a longer period of time to see it. And I like one day in the future, I want to sit down and like write a little, not a speech, but I want to maybe go on the road and tell people, especially people with arthritis and stuff, since there's so many people with it. And there's so many people struggling with it, and they don't know how to get out of it. I don't say it's the only way, but it's one of the ways that they don't teach you. The doctor doesn't teach you. Nobody teaches you. So hopefully in the future there will be more studies on actually just treating your mind instead of putting medicine in your body and just waiting to see a result. Because that doesn't help. Like, you can't just take a pill and like, okay, we're going to wait for a result. Okay, do that for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Nothing is happening. No, because if your mind is not in the same space as the medicine, like if you don't...
Then your mind is working towards the medicine.
It. 100%.
Not against it.
100%, 100%. And, like, there's many... there's many... what's it called? Examples with that. So you can think about it in everyday life. Like, are you super, super sad or negative and stuff? Like, you break down your immune system.
Yeah.
Like, your immune system is part of your body. And people that are get a flu or cold or stuff like that, it's usually because their immune system is really bad and they can treat it by changing their mental state. Like, I haven't been sick for many, many years, like having a flu and stuff like that. I'm not saying it's just about that, but you're building awareness in your body. You're teaching your body to produce the right stuff. Yeah. And that's what I'm seeing. Like, when my joint stops, it's usually because I'm not doing anything good. Like, the body is telling me. So not everybody gets that same feeling, but if we're more concrete on how we think about stuff like that, I think it would help a lot of people.
Yeah, and I think we have it so good in our society right now.
Yeah.
Well, not right now, but like like the last 50 years has been like smooth sailing for most of the world, right? And we get like complicit, and we're like, days just go by, and a lot of people have dreams but don't do anything about it, and then you get like,
it's scary, bro.
Yeah, it's scary. You get like resentful, and what I think people get like jealous and angry at other people that are actually following dreams. Oh, you shouldn't do that. Well, you just spend your whole life jumping out of airplanes. You get a job and cut your hair, but that's what gives life meaning. You have to follow such a goddamn cliche to say follow your dreams, but when doing fun stuff actually can heal your body and your mind, why not?
That's why it's cool. Like, a lot of people are judgmental about extreme sport athletes, if you want to call it, or action sport athletes.
Yeah.
It's you're crazy. You don't think about your family, blah, blah, blah. Even if it's kayaking or longboarding or speed flying or paragliding, skydiving, whatever. If you drive a motorcycle, like, but get to know the person. Like, ask them why they're doing it. Like, get to know. People are scared of the unknown. That is like the whole thing. Like, if they don't understand it, they are going to be scared of it.
Yeah.
So we need to teach people more about the background of it. See that, like, if you do it in this and this way, I did it this, like, this is my backstory. I'm doing this and this and this and this. And, like, when we educate people, then people will learn to understand it. Like, say with my mom, though, for example, with when I started skydiving, base jumping, for sure, like, every mom and everyone, like, gets super scared, like, why are you doing this, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And she loves me as a person and loves that I'm happy, but she was always super, super nervous. She's still nervous, but not in the same way.
Yeah.
But it changed mainly after she joined to Heliboogie in Chirag, when she actually got to meet all the people. And she was meeting them, she was talking to them, she was seeing how we were packing, she was joining up, she was hearing the stories and seeing the jumping and seeing the happiness. And she got part of the community.
Yeah.
And she understood it. And after that, like, everything changed, because it wasn't unknown for her. She understood it. And it's like that with most people. You need to have an experience of it. That's why, like,
definitely,
I can put it out here. Like, I have a lot of projects, a lot of stuff that I want to do. And one of the projects I would love to do one day is something called the Mama's Boogie.
Yeah.
And because, like, I only have met one other parent in the community. I haven't met anybody else. It's crazy.
Jocke's mom.
Jocke's mom. Jocke's mom. 100%. It's me and Jocke that brings our parents along the way to, like, show them what we're doing.
I think that's amazing. I think it's so cool. Like, you're like an international base jumper, travel all over the world, but usually that requires leaving your family at home. But actually bringing them along to, like, get involved in the community, that I think that's amazing. It's
so, like, for me, it's super important. Like, my mom cries when she can't be part of it. She has to work and stuff like that. And I'm like, as long as she has the opportunity, she will join. But, like, she has her life as well. It's not always easy, especially, like, with me. I can't coordinate as like everything is changing every single day, following the sun. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, now we're not doing this. Now we're doing this stuff. So it's not always easy to do stuff.
Yeah.
But with the Mama's Boogie, though, I'll tell you a little bit about it, because a lot of our parents are sitting back home, like, scared, or they don't communicate with each other.
Yeah.
So, like, my whole dream would be to, like, have a boogie, if it's a skydiving boogie. Like, it doesn't even, but say skydiving boogie, though, since we're doing that.
Yeah.
And to be part of that boogie, you need to bring your mom. That's the only reason you can be there. But you bring them up. We do tandem jumps. We do skydives. And we sit at night, and we're all talking together. We're eating, sitting around the bonfire. They get to know each other. They can make bonds together.
Yeah.
And I know that would make also, it makes it easier for the jumpers as well, because the parents would understand it more. I just saw how much it has done for Jocke's mom and my mom, especially. Like, it's that would be super cool to make that happen.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Yeah,
we can make a daddy's boogie or a papa's boogie or a family boogie as well.
Yeah, but I feel oftentimes the moms are the ones that are most nervous.
They are usually the ones that are most nervous, for sure. They have that caring gene a little bit more.
Yeah.
the fathers are usually a little bit more hardcore.
Yeah.
So like, yep, you do this.
Yeah. All right. So you get to San Diego and you're ready for your AFF.
Yes.
How was your first jump?
It changed my life. It changed my life, literally. And luckily, like I told you, like I brought one of my friends with me from Sandefjord, Torstein. Love you, bro. Thank you for joining. And now we got over there, and the cool thing about San Diego, like if I knew San Diego today, I probably, like at that time, I probably wouldn't have gone there because they don't have any bunkhouses. There's nobody of the other jumpers to talk to after jumping is done.
Oh, yeah.
There's only the packers from Brazil, and all the instructors, everybody leaves. So you're stuck there by yourself, just seeing choppers looking for Mexicans running over the border because you have Tijuana is just right over there.
Yeah.
So, but the cool thing about the San Diego, they were like, they let us sleep with the Brazilians, the Packers. We got a small little room, and we got there, and we're doing the AFF. And I remember going up in the plane, going up. Of course, super scared. Like I'd never done a tandem. I'd never been in a wind tunnel. Like we've done some practice on ground, but like it's not the same as going up there, jumping out.
It's pretty special the first time.
It's very, very special. So. And it's like they say though, it's crazy how you can have so much fear, and then when you're standing in the door and you're like, oh fuck, oh no, what am I doing? And exactly when you leave the plane, exactly when the point of no return, like in life, when you take a choice and okay, I've gone for it. Yeah. Like usually all the fear disappears because like you're in it. I think it's like something with from evolution, like back in the days you were hunting, you were going out, like we need to get food, okay, we have to fight this mammoth, we need to do this, like you're in this moment of the point of no return, okay, this is what I have to do to survive. You go into the survival state and straight out, like it's bliss, it's nothing, it's just wow.
Yeah, everything that doesn't matter right then and there disappears.
It's like the most beautiful place you have ever been in. Ever. I'm like, wow. Going out there and then seeing the faces of my two instructors on the side, doing my practice pulls. They're like, okay, you're good, pull, and then you're suddenly by yourself. Boom. Okay, then it gets a little bit.
Then you start sweating.
Then you start sweating a little bit because okay, now time slows down a little bit more, and you're like, ooh, okay, landing. Okay, luckily you have like a little mic headset thingy on the sides, like they can talk to you, like, oh, okay, turn left, turn right, blah blah blah.
Yeah, we don't have that here in Voss.
No,
I don't think. No, when I did it, would you just by yourself after the parachute pops? Then you're on your own.
It was actually a little comfortable having somebody there, like, okay, there's somebody here. I'm not all by myself.
Yeah, I remember that. I was so stoked to first jump, and then when the parachute popped, I'm like, oh no, this is so scary. And then trying not hit the trees and not hit like the ridge and everything, but yeah.
So, but yeah, and I remember 1,600, like that's the feet of the altimeter, and like, okay, doing the right turn. And landing and standing the first one up, and everybody like coming over, and like all the energy and happiness, and you're just overwhelmed, like crying a little. It was just like, yes, wow. Like, okay, it felt like I was reborn. I was like, wow. So then everything started, but randomly though, funny enough, I don't know if it's coincidence or if it's just life, and if you think positive stuff, awesome stuff happens, I don't know. But 3 or 4 weeks into the San Diego trip, suddenly like I see Jocke there. And I haven't talked to him. I sent him one message like 9 months ago, 8 months ago. And he had never been to Skydive San Diego, ever. And I'm like, wow, why are you here, bro? And I go over and I'm kind of like, hello, I'm Felix from Norway. And he's like, okay. And I told him everything. He's like, wow, yes, yeah, I remember you. He's like, usually I don't respond to, because I get so many messages from people, blah, blah, blah. But like, yeah, you seemed really genuine and like you wanted, so like, I answered it. And it's like, it's super cool to see you, see you here. So he actually, on his phone, I'm just, it doesn't say Felix when it's calling. It just says San Diego stoked. Because I was just so stoked.
So you met Jocke in San Diego.
Yeah.
How fucking crazy is that?
Dude, I couldn't understand. It was like, again, like, am I in Twilight Zone? Like, why is this happening? Like, there's so many jump, like drop zones. Why are you here straight after I started jumping? And you've never been here before. And he was actually playing he was shooting the Oppdrag Nord-Norge at the time. But he got injured. Yeah. So he was actually there training to rebuild his foot or his knee and stuff. So, and he was just like, super stoked. Okay, cool, Felix. Like, but you know what we're doing now? It's like, no. It's like, here we have a tracking suit. The tracking suit, like, yeah, like I've seen some on the drop zone, but I've never used one before. Like, I had 30 something jumps. Luckily it wasn't in Norway. But and he's like, yeah, no problem, bro. Like, we never jumped together. It's all good, bro. And he's like, okay. So I put it on. I'm like super nervous because like I can't say no to this opportunity. It was like, it was Jocke and it was, who else was it? Mathias Ringstad. I don't know if you know him. It was like, X Games champion from skateboarding from Sweden back in the days. And it was, Ian Flanders. Ian Flanders, he, unfortunately died in an accident in Turkey a couple of years ago. But it was such nice dudes, such nice guys. And so I put this tracksuit on, and I remember I remember all the instructors and stuff. Like, they're looking at me and they're like giving me the eyes and like, Felix, what the fuck are you doing now, bro? But I was kind of like,
fine,
and I was super nervous, kind of like smiling, like, hey, it's all good. But like inside, I was like dying. I was so nervous. Yeah. And but they didn't say anything because like they saw that I was with very good people. Yeah. And I was gonna lead the formation. They're like, okay, what are you gonna do? Like,
wait, you're leading the formation after 30 jumps?
Leading the formation, bro. Yeah, but it's actually the safest place to be because then they have control in where you are. So sitting in the plane, having a tracksuit, like, it's just track, bro. It's all good. And I remember, nervous. Okay, jump out. And like, whoa, this kind of like going a little bit everywhere. And then like I kind of feel, and I see the people coming next to me, smiling, and I'm like, oh no, I'm probably not doing good since they're there. Like, they're supposed to be behind me, blah blah. And I'm like tensing up, boom. And so, like, suddenly I can't see them anymore. I'm like, wow, okay, no, I'm screwing up. Like, opening up and I don't see them. Like, they're so far away. I screwed this up. They will never jump on me again. And I land, and then Jocke comes over and it's like, bro, you can't fly that fucking fast, bro. Like, you need to slow down. I'm like, what? It actually worked? And like, okay, we need to go up again, but you need to slow down. You can't fly that fast, bro. I'm like, okay. And I go up in the plane. I'm like, okay. Jump out. I'm like doing the same thing. Can't see them. Like, no. And they're opening up and like they're far away. And I land, and then like Jocke was coming over again. And it's like, bro, like, you were already gone before we got out of the plane, bro. Like, you're a tracking machine. So you and me, we need to become friends.
Nice.
And from that day on, like, we became friends. And he invited me to his birthday when we got back to Norway. And then I remember he brought me to Lautebrunn straight afterwards, not to jump. I was never supposed to base jump. Yeah. But He's like, come down, and then you can meet everybody. You can see how they are. You can see if how base jumping is. You can see if this is something in the future you would. So I saw it as a amazing opportunity just to be part of it, and for 2 weeks, just experience this amazing world that I've been dreaming of, and got to do a jump out of a chopper landing in the valley, and those 2 weeks kind of sealed the deal. I was just like, wow, there's so many beautiful people, so many amazing things to experience. But after that San Diego trip, though, I didn't use a single inflammation pill on the whole trip. I was just like, I was so high on life, bro. I was, so I got back and I'm like, okay, it actually works. Like this mental thing, just be in the right place, and like my body will work again. So from that day on, like I've been working 6 months, and then going to the States for 2-3 months, skydiving, coming back. And I was supposed to start base jumping, but then I ended up cutting off my fingers. So I put them in a lawnmower. Don't do that, kids. It's super sharp.
Yeah.
And so then, but it was actually a good thing, because then I waited till the next year again before I started base jumping. So I had like almost 450 jumps.
Yeah, so you're quite experienced. So it wasn't like you're just going like 50 jumps to Lauterbrunnen and just...
Well, no. I'll... This is not the way to do it, kids, but on the drop zone in San Diego, because there was nobody else than just instructors and the Brazilian packers. So at night we had some beers, we played some poker, and we really got to know the community in a good way, like professional people, and they knew we were from Norway, and they talked about how beautiful our mountains were, and that some of them have been dreaming of base jumping there once, and they was wondering like, is that something? Is that the reason you're going in? And it was like, yeah, hopefully in the future that would be something beautiful, but it's not something I've thought about right now. Like, now the focus is on doing this, like doing the right progression, and it's so much fun. Like skydiving is so much fun. Like there's no need to rush. But after my 6th AFF jump, the instructor came to me and he's like, Felix, if you keep on progressing like this, I will take you base jumping before you leave.
Oh shit,
bro. On my first trip to America, first trip to skydiving.
And I guess that happened.
It did happen.
All right.
It did happen. So, but I had, this is not the way to do it though, but it's, at that time I didn't know anything. So this was the instructors, been jumping a long time, and so when I had like 78 or 80 jumps, it's like, Felix, if you and Torstein want, you guys are doing really, really good. You're listening to everything we're saying. We haven't had any incidents with you, blah, blah, blah. So if you want, I will take you guys base jumping. But then to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to take the skydiving rig and we're going to take out the main parachute and we're going to put in base parachutes in the rigs. And you will do a lot of hop and pops and just get to learn how to fly a base parachute.
Yeah.
And they don't do that, unfortunately, in Norway. It would be amazing to do that because it's a really good training. Because when you start jumping, like you haven't flown the base parachute before, so it's like you're getting a lot of first on the first one when you're doing a base jump.
You actually there is not allowed to do it in Norway.
No, I get like now you have like 7 cells parachutes and stuff, so they're pretty close to a base parachute, but. Like at least I don't know exactly how the rules are now, but before they were like you weren't allowed to put any base stuff in the equipment. So so what we're doing like a lot of hop and pops, and hop and pops is for people who don't skydive, it takes you up to 5,000 feet, usually or 12 and 14,000 full altitude. But you usually open around 3.5 and 5,000 depending on your level.
Yeah, so you jump out and pull after like maximum 5 seconds or something.
Yeah, 5-10 seconds you pull. Yeah. And with the base rig, you want to pull straight away, like with the because it hasn't the slider and everything. But
so what's the main difference between a base parachute and a skydiving parachute?
It's mainly 7 cells instead of 9, and it's designed to take you down safe. It's like there's no speed in it almost. It's like a reserve in a way, but a super safe reserve. In base jumping, you only have one parachute, so it needs to work. Yeah. So it's just built to take you down very safely, and it doesn't have a slider. So or you can have a slider, but it's like super meshed, so the air comes straight through it. Yeah. It opens much faster. It doesn't snivel like it can do with a parachute for like 5 seconds.
I mean, my parachute, a Sapphire 3, takes 1,200 feet to open.
Oh, no way.
Oh, it's so scary. It is so scary. I remember the first time I got the new rig, and there was a heli jump over Vangen at Ekstremsportveko. And I was like, yeah, new rig, time to do a heli jump. And then Klaus Finne jumped before me, and I waited, saw him pop open, and I jumped. So I jumped, got stable, pulled, and I looked up, and it's like forever. And I was looking up the whole way, right? Because I was like, when are you gonna fucking open? Then it finally opened, at least the middle, and the end cell was like, for a long time. And I was so focused. When I got down, I was supposed to land in front of like at the big lawn, but I fucking... Yeah, there's the lawn, there's the like the culture house or whatever you say. Okay, I fucking got to turn here on my way over to where the fucking tent is. And then I land just in front of Park Hotel. And I was like, oh, this is so embarrassing. And I also downsized, so it was a lot faster. I went from 190 to 170, and it was like, it swooshing away, right? And when I looked back, people were like, what are you doing over there? I'm like, I don't know. And I look back and see Klaus, because I had fallen under him. And he told me that once you opened, we were like on heading to crash. And he was like throwing his parachute around, because I was looking up the whole way, like thinking I'm safe. But he was like, oh, fuck. And then he was right behind me. So he followed me thinking I was good at landing. So we're looking at each other like, oh, fucking morons. So the thing they say about don't do new stuff with new gear, that's probably not a good idea.
Nah, it's good to have some training on it for sure. Like, take it step by step. Yeah. People are like always rushing these days with everything. Like, equipment, everything is getting so much better. So they think because it's stable and it goes faster and it flies longer, then it's like, okay, that's what I need. But you're jumping over so much stuff, though. It's you really... Experience is everything. So if you're already doing some hard performance stuff, you've missed out on so much experience. Yeah. So
I love my rig now, though. Yeah. Now that I've gotten used to it, I had to have a couple of rounds with like Eric and bars. Like, is this really supposed to take that long? And I talked to other people, and also the manufacturing company is like, yeah, it takes a long time. It's a soft opening. I'm like, because I went from I used the Jarles Pilot 7. Oh yeah. And that is so nice. It like pops open. I'm like, at one point I was like, I need a base rig. I'm not 1,200 feet is too much, but now just open it 4 and I'm all good.
Perfect.
So yeah.
No, it's but anyway, so in San Diego with so we were just flying a lot with the base parachute in the skydiving rig, and we were just doing accuracy landing and doing that over and over and over and getting the. And in the end, it's like, okay, boys, you're really good. Like, tomorrow we leave. I was like, okay, so just buy a plane ticket and get to Idaho. Yeah. So okay, so we're gonna buy you a ticket and everything for the instructor. It's like, no. It's like, oh, what? And we're like, okay, we're gonna pay him back anyway when we get over. So we fly over there, And we book a hotel, and like, yeah, we're gonna buy for a hotel. No, I don't want anything. I'm like, what? Okay, we're gonna give him back later.
Yeah.
And he learns us how to pack, and Sean Schuma is there, so he's like the ninja, like over 5,000 base jumps, and lives over there, and it's really, really good. So we felt we were in very good hands, and we did 6 jumps each that day. And first PCA, and it's only 150 meters, and you have the water and everything. So it was super nice to have the training on the gear first, so you felt everything. But then I remember like my legs were jello climbing over that first railing, bro. It was heavy. Like if it wasn't like a railing, I could hold myself there. Like my legs would have broken off. Like they were jello, so I was holding for dear life, like so scared. And for sure with 78 skydives as well. Like it was like I just started jumping like 2 months ago. Now I'm standing here for my first base jump. It's like hoi hoi hoi. But jumping the 6 jumps, everything goes perfect. But I remember landing, and I was like, okay, I definitely need some more training before I'm gonna do this for full time. Like because. But the thing was, we flew back, like we had dinner and flew back, and that's when I like really understood how the community works, as everybody takes care of each other. And that the instructor, he flew over, bought plane tickets, he bought his own hotel, food. He didn't want anything. Like this was his present for us. Like no, I'm not, like I'm doing this because I really want to help you guys. Like and so everybody was so selfish. Like not selfish, but
unselfish.
Unselfish. Like everybody just wanted to help each other. And being in a community like that, where everybody is just stoked and want to help you go to the next level and stuff like that, it was like, I'm not saying you shouldn't base jump at 78 base jumps, 100% not. Don't do it like me. But skydive a lot, and so when I started base jumping at 450 jumps, like I was feeling 100%
confident.
I'm more confident. So experience is everything for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so it took a while from 78 till 450. But what time did you decide that like base jumping, this is your thing? Or did you get that right away after those bridge jumps?
It was now for sure. It was more scary in the beginning, so I didn't like the enjoyment part came, like it was there, but when you started relaxing more, like I'm still scared on every single base jump. Like the day I'm not scared, I'm gonna quit jumping, because like fear keeps you focused. Like it's not when it like overwhelms you in a way, but it puts you in a state of mind where like I'm gonna be cautious about this and this and this and this. And if that fear thing is away, like I can't do it anymore, because then I'm gonna break my rules. So but when it really started giving me it's hard to say, because like the whole journey was just, the journey is the most fun part. Like everybody wants to go to the end, like I want to do this, and like, but it's the journey that makes the whole experience. Like I would do that journey again over and over and over. Because it's so amazing. You learn something new all the time, and and it was really, for me, I was very, very lucky in the way that I became friends with Jokke and a lot of people that was really good. I know I'm very lucky in that way, and that they taught me in a good, safe way how to do stuff. And I also think that is very important in base jumping to have like a mentor that follows your progression along the way, so he knows what you're capable of, he knows what is safe, he sees you along, and that made me feel super safe because I think also that makes me like I don't like doing, even though base jumping is the most amazing thing I can ever do, I don't like doing it by myself.
No,
because everything in life I want to share with other people.
Yeah.
So out of all my jumps, I think I have like 5 or 6 jumps I've done by myself.
Yeah.
Not that I can't do it, but it's just I like to always have somebody that like will double check everything to be safe. We'll check the wind. We check each other's pins. We check our equipment. We
also usually walk up mountains, so then you have somebody to talk to up the mountains.
100%. It's like you're like for the mental state and everything. It's super good because you need to be in a good mental state. Like if you're tired, if you're not feeling good, like you shouldn't be jumping. It's serious stuff. The equipment has become so good now that it's not the equipment that puts you in shitty situation.
No,
it's personal. It's human error.
Yeah.
So. So you need to take out all of that, like have a good breakfast, eat good, drink a lot of water, don't get dehydrated, don't feel you're getting pushed. Like I have like this rule, a couple of rules in base jumping. I have like the traffic sign system in a way that if I'm gonna jump, everything is gonna be on the green light.
Yeah.
So. Like you will survive in green light, you will survive in yellow light, and you will 99% survive in red light as well. But the problem, if you're like in green light, everything is the wind, your health, like everything is perfect. Okay, the line you're choosing, okay, this and this and this, and you have backup plans if something doesn't work. So that traffic light is kind of like blinking in my head. When I'm jumping and flying, but the problem, I think, when you're doing stuff like when you're going out of the comfort zone in a way, and you're doing stuff that's like, oh, this is yellow light, and if you're doing that for a lot of times, the yellow light becomes your green light, and the red light you had in the beginning becomes your yellow light, and then if you're doing that enough, then suddenly you're in the yellow light and the red light all the time,
thinking that you're on green light.
Yeah. So, like, it's the sport. I think you need to be, like, the most honest with yourself all the time. Don't, like, get pushed. That's why when we're doing new stuff and stuff, like, I like to have people around me that I really, really respect, that I look up to, that I know are going to put me in a good situation. For sure, I can evaluate self. Like, I've been jumping for 10 years. There's no problem, but I like to throw the ball with other people. And in base jumping as well, like I have rules with. There's some people I will follow anywhere because I trust them with my life, and there's some people that I will bring to my jumps and do stuff, and there's some people I don't like. I'm not joining them no matter what. Yeah. And like if they want to join me, sorry, then we're not doing it because. There's not many of them, but it's important to have some rules. I think like people are different, but for me it works. I knock on wood. I've never seen an let's do it there. I've never seen an accident. I've never been around a fatality. And doing the sport for that long, it's
you're doing something right.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Let's keep it that way.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So that's it's a long time in the sport.
Yeah, it is. Like,
has your mindset, because I think your story is like 99% mindset.
Yeah.
Right. So has your mindset changed from the beginning until now?
I learned much more, 100%, and the respect for it has become even stronger. You meet a lot of beautiful people, and unfortunately, we have had some incidents in the last 10 years. I lost friends, more friends that I thought I was going to lose. And but the love for the sport is still as strong as it has ever been. Like, it's the most beautiful thing I can ever think about. And to do, like, doing that with friends, sharing that experience is it's amazing. And I was wondering how long I was gonna do it. In the beginning, it was more kind of like an experiment to see if my body works. I never thought that, okay, I'll do this for 2 years, 3 years, and then I'll stop, and then I'll find a normal job. But in the end, for me, growing up, you always thought that, okay, I need a lot of money, I need to have a good job security, and everything is like that. Like, that is what a normal person needs to do. But with my story about health, and if it's one thing we people take for granted, it's our health.
Yeah.
It's like everybody just takes it for granted. Like, now people are thinking a little bit more about it because of the pandemic and stuff. But it's, for me, everything about money and going and becoming a millionaire or whatever, I don't even think about it at all. Because for me, the most important thing is my health, being happy and being in a good mental state, having good people around me, friends that gives me energy. And so the mental state have changed a lot in that, and the jumping has been such a big part of it. So I can't stop it. I don't want to stop it.
No.
I'm always going to be careful. But it's hard to say what the future will bring. For sure, you're getting older, and I would love a family. I would love something in the future. Right now, I'm by myself, and it's liberating to be by yourself because you can do exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to put, say, a child or anything into before I also are in a good situation where I can give that person a good life.
Yeah.
I know I could do it right now, but it's I'm using all my money on on jumping and staying happy myself. So we'll see though. I definitely, I'm not jumping 6 months. I haven't the last 2 years been jumping 6-7 months a year I did in the beginning. It costs so much money, and but I'm working on some cool projects. Seeing that, and there's some sponsors that we're probably gonna do some cool stuff with.
Nice.
And that's the cool thing about getting a little better and stuff, that there will be some opportunities opening up. It's all about you can do whatever you want in your life. The same as kind of living example of it, that you can do whatever you want. So I know if I want to make a living out of jumping, if I really go for it, I could do it. But also now I've been working in an institution for 7 years with autism kids and Asperger and people with different diagnoses.
Yeah.
And it's cool to also help other people, to give them a beautiful day.
Yeah, right.
Even though it's hard, but it's also, it makes your life, it gives it purpose in a way. You can see how lucky you are to have everything you need. So for sure you should put some energy into giving other people a good day as well. And I never
that's probably the best thing you can do. Make other people's day better. If you can do that, it's been a good day.
It's like Christmas. It's more fun to give away presents than get presents.
Yeah, right.
For sure. Giving people an experience and giving them giving a person happiness is the most beautiful gift you can give.
Yeah,
100%.
definitely. Last summer, I did I did a tandem giveaway on my Instagram, and I think I had like 4,000 replies or something insane, right? So I just talked to the guys at the drops and, hey, I want to do a giveaway, right?
Wow.
So we did it, and I just did a random pick, and then this girl won, and she was so stoked and so happy that she wanted to give it to her best friend, because she's always been dreaming of skydiving, right? And she got so happy, and I just like told them, okay, I got everything set up for you. You gotta get video, and they're gonna take full care of you once you get to the Skydive Voss. And then I got up to jump a couple of weeks later, and the girl who received the jump in the end, she knitted these 2 beautiful dresses, like hand knitted, for my 2 daughters, like different sizes, as a thank you gift. And that's like the most amazing thing that almost anyone has ever done for me. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I brought him home, and my girlfriend was like, this is so amazing. And I mean, just like from like wanting to just like give someone a tandem jump, just like share the experience and like get some advertising for Skydive Voss.
Yeah.
And then it ends up in like 2 people getting really happy, and even my daughters were so stoked, like matching dresses. So it's like,
but that's what life is all about. It's like if you do one good deed, it's like it's a chain reaction.
Yeah.
It goes into so many people. Like everybody, like they're talking about it. Like, you know what just happened to me? Blah 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 blah. And it puts other smiles on other people's faces.
Yeah.
So if you keep on doing that, and that's kind of how I feel with jumping. It's just a chain reaction of happiness.
Yeah.
So it's hard to just say, no, I'm not going to do that anymore, because it's...
why stop a good thing, right?
Yeah. So, for sure.
But like I said in the beginning, I've been following you for a long time, and one of the most fun things is every time you travel to China.
China.
There is so many... It's so many cool stories and photos and stuff. So what is it like? Are you getting invited to go jump there, or is it a competition? Or tell me what the deal about China is.
China is what a crazy country. It's a crazy country. Now there are two different events in China. You have one event called Wings for Love, where we are raising money for... there was a big earthquake a couple of years ago in China, and a lot of people got lost their homes, and so we're making this event and have this competition where we're raising money for those. So it's been happening in 2 different places, one in Jinggu and one in I can't remember the other, but it's like in the remotest places ever. It's not in the city. Like you're landing in Beijing or you're landing in Shanghai, and then you fly like 3 hours into the country, and then you go and maybe do another flight for another hour, and then you jump on a bus, and then you take the bus for like 10 hours up a mountain. And they've never seen white people there before, because like nobody comes there.
Yeah.
So it's and I remember the first time I was there, like 2016. It's annoying that I can't remember the first place, but I remember there were so many kids, and they were so stoked. Like we were 55 or 60 base jumpers. It was a massive event. They even built like a ramp that was 30 meters long. We jumped from 3,000 meters and landed down. It was 3 different competitions, like landing accuracy, video, and speed. And but in this little town, there was hundreds of kids, and I remember like they had one bicycle that they shared, but the chain always jumped off.
Yeah.
So like they just paddled like a couple of meters and jumped off, but they were super stoked. They were like, yeah, okay, next one. And they had one rollerblade, not 2, but 1. So they were like helping each other, like going around the city with this one. And we came in there, and it was just like a firework of happiness, and they were so stoked. It was that feeling of being in a place where you can like it's hardship there. It's super hard.
Yeah.
But then you come and you be part of something that beautiful. It was really amazing. And in Jeonju, it's kind of the same event, but it got moved because there was like new leaders and stuff. Moved in other places. Same thing, like a couple of thousand people watching us land, and like big opening ceremonies, and they're so stoked. Like they're not. It's completely different than any other country I've been. Like some people, you're so crazy, blah 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 blah. Like you always have to defend yourself.
Yeah.
But over there, you're like, they come over and you're like, hero.
They're like superheroes.
They're just like. They think it's so beautiful. Like they don't look at it as crazy. They look at you doing something that are like bigger than yourself in a way. Like you're just there to bring happiness and do something amazing.
Yeah.
And I wish we had something. And Extreme Sport Week is kind of like that. That's why I love Extreme Sport Week. Is because it's like that. But then you have the other event, this World Wingsuit League. That when I got invited to that one, the first year, like it's what you dream of.
Yeah,
that is like the pinnacle of what you want to do. It's only 16 wingsuit pilots that get invited. It's kind of like the World Championship of wingsuit flying, and it's in it's where they shot Avatar, in so it's like the craziest mountains. It's beautiful, and remember like getting that invite and going over and meeting all your idols are at the same place, and like, wow, like am I at this level, or somebody
pinching
like
your arm is
like
real?
Somebody sent like the wrong invite. Like what is happening? And you're standing up there, and you're doing that. Also, different kind of competitions. Speed, slalom, distance, and the coolest one is the like flying dart. When you're doing accuracy, they put up this isopore cardboard blink, kind of like target, with it's kind of look like a dart thingy, and you put a unicorn mount on your head, and you're flying, and you're crashing into something. Like the first time I was going to do it, it was like it doesn't make sense, because you're actually going to crash into something over 200 kilometers an hour. Like this is but it's so amazing. Like the China, like the culture, the nature, the people, and like it's one of the first times like you really feel welcome, and everybody's so nice. And I was so stoked. I've been there like in China 6 or 7 times, but in at the World Wings League I've been 3 times. And I brought my mom, of course, 1 year, and that is 2 of the coolest weeks of my life. Like that she could be there and see everything. And I even came second in the target competition, and doing the whole ceremony in the end, going up and like getting that medal. And I've never been like, even though I've been competing as a little kid, like jumping has never been about competing. It's just sharing the experience. And but standing on that podium, like getting that second place, and seeing my mom and all my friends and all my idols just being super stoked, like, yeah, Felix, yeah.
That's awesome.
It was one of the happiest times of my life, for sure. It was like, wow, like I felt like I've kind of made it before, but it was like, wow, like, yeah, I'm part of the gang now. Like, this is amazing. All my hard work, even though it's been a beautiful travel, it's been, wow. Yeah, that was kind of like the pinnacle of everything, for sure.
That is so crazy. I mean, now that we heard your story, and it's like from laying in your bed with arthritis, with mental struggles, and like it went pretty far as you actually thinking about like checking out, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then I don't know how many years later that is, but then you're standing like a real life Iron Man, like a Marvel superhero on like a 3,000 meter ledge in China. Like it's a crazy journey.
Yeah,
you couldn't make that up. No. You couldn't fucking make that up. And then like everything just has fell in a crazy way.
Yeah, it's kind of like fell into place in a way, for sure. It's been an amazing journey, and I'm still creating the journey.
Yeah, like, right.
Now
how old are you now?
How old?
Yeah.
Like I always have to think about that. Like, because age is just a number. Yeah. I realize that now. Like I'm 34.
Yeah, same as me. 87.
86.
86.
Yeah,
nice.
30, 35. 35. Ooh, halfway to 70. Yeah.
Sounds like a big party.
Yeah, for sure, bro. For sure. Now, so we'll now I just moved to Voss. So
congrats.
Now, thank you, bro. Like this has been a place where I've been for 12 years in a row. Like Extreme Sport Week. It's been every year for the last 12 years. Started longboarding in the beginning, and then after I started skydiving and base jumping, this has been my the favorite week of the year, where you can meet all your friends and skydive and base jump and listen to music. And it's I don't know why I haven't moved there before. Like I've only been on vacations.
Yeah.
But it was about time, and just sitting in the car, having my my van and filling it up, driving over here, and it was kind of like not a relief, but it's just like it's awesome doing something that kind of scares you, but you know it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, but you've been doing that for a long time now, right?
Yeah, like I wasn't scared about doing it, but it's just it's cool, like the adventure and doing new stuff. Like it's life is. I'm scared of being stuck at one place, just doing the same thing over and over, and everything becoming a routine. It's so much to experience. It's so much to do, and it's not enough time. So it's all about just keeping your head in the right space and being out in nature, sharing it with your friends, and learning new stuff. It's you never stop learning. So,
yeah, it's true.
So this is just a new chapter of the life, and I'm super stoked about it.
Nice. And the word on the streets of Voss is that we're doing a festival this year. No matter what.
No matter what. Yeah.
Because if it's not allowed with bands, we still do sport part.
Yeah, I'll sing,
so no matter what, there's going to be Ekstremsportveko this year. So just book your tickets, get a place to stay right now, so then we can all hang out with Felix and the guys.
Yeah, and if no artists are coming, like I am a rock star at karaoke. Like karaoke is my jam. So there's a lot of stories from China. I'm not gonna do all of them, but karaoke, yeah, it's my jam. So we'll make a party here no matter what. Like,
nice.
We'll have some fun for sure.
Sweet. All right, I think we're gonna end it here. We just did 1.5 hours. It was so nice hearing your story.
Dude, it's always nice talking to you, bro.
So where can people follow your journey?
No, they can follow me here in Voss. Come and say hello. And join on skiing, speed flying, base jumping, skydiving, ice skating, whatever. Or I have an Instagram page called Felix the Flying Cat. I haven't been super on it the last couple of weeks and months, but I'm going to work on it. Now I'm starting this new adventure. So they can follow there, and Facebook, I'm there as well on Felix the Flying Cat. But yeah, Instagram mainly, and I probably need to start a YouTube thing.
I think so.
Yeah, probably.
I also really think you should make that speech project you were talking about?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Not in 10 years. You should do it now.
Yeah. I have and a North Korea project. Yeah. I'll tell you about it later.
That'll be in the next podcast.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, Felix. Corona bye.
Boom.
Peace.
Thank you for having me. Have a good one.